a guy who played a few years in the MAC and now having this opportunity? Are you even giving yourself a chance to think about what this would mean, or are you just trying to focus on just playing football?
Yeah, right now, like you said, I think I'm just trying to focus on this next game. And I've definitely given a thought about where I am and kind of where I've come from. But right now, it's just the next game and just getting this finished. So.
Will, real quick, can you scoot up a little bit? Thanks, Mike.
What can you walk me through the block that you had and the block that Bennett had, and you guys on that last touchdown? It seemed like you guys kind of imposed your will there at the 1 yard.
Oh yeah, that's been a focus of ours since the beginning of fall camp, is being the most kind of gritty, most physical position on the field, and just being able to spring that touchdown means a lot to our unit and to our team, and just for us getting our jobs done. I don't think a lot of people really notice how that kind of plays into the outcome of each kind of play, but we have a job, and once we get it done, it helps a lot of other people out. So.
You guys obviously run a lot of 12 personnel. There's times you have guys have 4 tight ends.
Oh yeah.
Just describe how much the tight ends are used in this offense.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Our room is super close, and when we get opportunities like those, it's so fun, especially being in that huddle, and ultimately maybe scoring a touchdown after a 14 personnel play means a lot, and it's real fun. So.
What stands out about their Notre Dame's defense so far as you watch them?
I think they're pretty similar to Texas. I think their front line is kind of their strength. They got some vet guys. We got vet guys too, so I'm not too worried about that. I think they're a really good defense, and it's going to be a good challenge. So, and I think we're ready, so it's going to be exciting.
Will, there's been a lot of ups and downs for you guys this year, whether injuries, losses. To see the way you guys have rallied really since the end of the regular season, what's that like to be a part of?
I just think we're a super tough team. A lot of us had bumps and bruises, like you said. Like myself, I had a little hiccup there, so it's just important for us to keep going. And I think our coaches, our training staff, our teammates were real close, and they all kind of help us get to the next step. So,
how much does Ryan help in terms of trying to keep this team together and keep them motivated and rallied as you guys go through all those bumps and bruises?
Yeah, he's our centerpiece. Every day he's got a message to us that keeps us on track, keeps us humble, and also allows us to kind of celebrate those small victories that we've had. So again, I think he's done a really good job of keeping us together when we've maybe had a loss or a bad practice or whatever there. But he's an awesome coach. He's the best coach I've ever had. So all glory to him. So.
Well, kind of piggybacking off of that, multiple of the players have talked about how much they just want to play one more game together, and that's been a driving force behind this team. Do you feel that the closeness of this team is a key piece of the success this year?
Absolutely, yeah. This team, I've never been a part of a team like this ever. The amount of talent, how close we are to one another. I've noticed this all the way since fall camp. Again, we're just a super close group of guys, and there's not a lot of bad energy. I think there's great energy every day, and our goal is just to get kind of maximize this team as much as possible. So.
It seemed like when you got hurt, you were finally starting to become a little bit more in the passing game. Of course, you get hurt on the pass. And then to see yourself kind of work your way back into the passing game, have a couple catches against Texas, have you seen yourself get back into things that way? And how has that process gone?
No, absolutely. There was definitely some time. There was time there in the beginning when I was coming back ready to knock off some rust. For the team, I wasn't necessarily the best route runner after that, just because of the time off I've had. So being able to practice and kind of work my way back into that role, it's definitely pretty encouraging. So,
do you think with all the stories that we've been hearing about the faith, the Christian faith of a lot of your teammates and a lot of you guys, do you think that has contributed to the closeness that you guys have felt throughout the season?
Yeah, I think so a lot. Every meal, every game before, the pregame meal, we always have a big prayer. We always have people that will talk to us and kind of talk about faith and how it can help us, how we can lean on it if something good or bad happens. So I think a lot of people have kind of bought into that, and it's helped us a lot throughout this journey.
Will, as you've been preparing for a national championship, what have you learned about yourself this year, your first year here?
Just keep going. There's gonna be bumps. There's gonna be bumps on the road. I faced multiple this year. We've all faced multiple this year, and it's just important for us to, just keep going. it's as cliche as it sounds. It really does matter. And I think a lot of people on this team have stories to be told, and we're just trying to get that one more game so we could all, talk about those stories and hardships we had.
For you as a tight end, with so many different offensive line combinations this year over the 24, how important for you guys as a tight end room is building chemistry with the offensive linemen?
I think we're just as linemen as they are. I mean, we put our hand down in the dirt, again, just as much as they do. So being a part of that unit, being close to them is super important. And to get our run offense going, we're going to need to do as much as the O-line does. So I think it's really important to be close with those guys.
When you put your hand in the dirt and you help pave the way for a touchdown as a tight end, blocking the way, what's that feeling like?
Yeah, there's not too many other feelings that are better than that. I mean, personally, I wouldn't rather, but I do enjoy having like a really important block on a touchdown than perhaps actually scoring a touchdown. There's just a lot of things that go unnoticed and things that matter that a lot of people don't really kind of notice when watching a game, because a lot of people just watch the ball carrier, but there's a lot of other pieces to the puzzle that kind of play a role in that.
What's it been like having the season extended so much longer than you guys are used to?
It's definitely felt like a long season. Especially with this new playoff, but like I said earlier, just being with this team as much as possible, I think, is really awesome. And just being with this group of guys and this group of coaches, one more week is a blessing. So,
what's it like for your family, all this travel? I'm sure it's fun, but is it hectic? What's it like?
Oh, it's absolutely hectic, but they love it. They love it. My parents are all in on this, and it's a dream come true for them as well. So I'm just really happy they get to be a part of this as much as I do. So.
Well, when you put on the Notre Dame tape, what's the first thing that stands out about their defense, or what do they do different? You guys have seen some of the best defenses in the country over the last 2 months. What about Notre Dame stands out?
I think they're really they're a veteran group. I think they know how to play football, obviously, but I think they're super assignment sound, and they don't do anything too crazy, but they'll line up across me and play football. So that's what we know we're getting into. So we're just gonna match that.
Do you like that style, like more of a fist fight type of game?
Yeah, toe to toe. I think it's a really good game plan. We've had some pretty brutal practices here to get us ready for those kinds of matchups. Like earlier, fall camp, like the foundation, I think we've really built on that for these types of games. So I'm really excited about that.
Well, one of those big questions coming into the season, how are you going to fit, of course, transferring from Ohio U? Last week it came out, Coach Day had said, we're fighting for our family against their family.
Mm-hmm.
How has this team and this roster really acclimated you and some of the newer transfer guys to be a part of that family?
Yeah, I think that first spring ball is super important. Just getting thrown out there, seeing how we kind of handle ourselves with the rest of the guys, with the coaching and all that. And then obviously there's that summer preparation where I think a lot of us kind of fit our roles and how we kind of adapted to the transition from a team to another.
Well, Notre Dame, there's a lot been made about how much man coverage that they run. What's the challenge in preparing for maybe some wrinkles that they could throw in, and dropping back in too deep and showing you something that they haven't seen before, or they haven't shown before?
I think we're always prepared for whatever's thrown at us. Obviously, we have our man beaters, we have our zone beaters and stuff like that. So it's just basically how much we could out execute them and just stay assignment sound and do our job.
Will, you talked about you like blocking for a touchdown almost just as much as scoring. It shows a lot of selflessness, and I think there is a lot of selflessness on this team. Can you just talk about that with this team, especially you've got so many seniors that have come back for this one more chance and those unnoticed plays?
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's just my position. It's just you're either blocking or you're trying to catch, and a lot of times I find myself more in the blocking scheme. So just being able to do my job and ultimately help the team win, I think, is just super important, and that's why I love football. So that's pretty much it.
When you play a big game, Will, or you have a big game coming up, who do you reach out to, or who reaches out to you to tap into some advice? I know you mentioned your relationship with St. Wiglis, but who have been some of the people that you've gone to when you play a game like this?
I'd probably say my family, my mom, my dad. They've been along my side the whole way since second grade, so got nothing but love for them. My past coaches, high school coaches, They're always close. They're always checking up on me, seeing how I'm doing, how I'm feeling. So those guys are definitely, I lean on them a lot.
For you, for the team, for the Kacmarek family, what would a national championship mean?
It would mean everything. Like this is pretty much one of the ultimate goals. But right now, I just think it's important just to treat it like any other game and just get out there and execute. So
When you came here, was this where you envisioned being transferring here? Would you be playing for a national championship?
absolutely not. No, this is. But once I got here, I realized what the standard was and what was all at stake. So the closer we got to it, the more I realized this is what I signed up for. So
Your former team could be our MAC champions, and your current team could be national champions.
that's right.
I got to ask you, when you left OU, was it Ohio State all the way, or were you considering other schools as well when you decided to transfer?
I mean, in the portal, there's always options like going around, but Ohio State definitely caught my eye, and I got along with the coaches really well, and had a great opportunity here. So I thought it was a no-brainer.
How hard has it been to balance treating these games like every other game, but also to recognizing that these ones have a little bit of an elevated stature too?
Yeah. Before the game, I like to treat it like any other game, just to stay focused and not kind of get psyched out like that. But after, I think it's important to celebrate. Like we celebrated the Rose Bowl that night, the Cotton Bowl. Like I think it's important to kind of realize what we've done and how far we've gone along. But I think it's important to kind of hit that switch back and dive back into the fact that it's just another game and we got more to go.
Do you think the 3 games before this have helped you build that mindset?
Absolutely, yeah. I think it started with Tennessee. That was a huge first game. There was a lot of there was a lot of stake there. We were bouncing back from a kind of a down week, obviously, but getting that first one, kind of get the ball rolling, I think was important for our run.
You playing really your biggest role here in the CFP that you did all year. Just what do you think has really kind of clicked for you, enabled you to kind of take a step forward in your game in the CFP?
I think it's just playing selfless. Like it's now or never. You can't let the lights get too bright. At the end of the day, you just got to do your job. And I mean, with our offense moving like they're doing right now, I think we just gotta, just like I said, keep it the same, keep it game by game, and keep doing what we're doing. So.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.